Hey everyone, it's Michelle Caruana from Play Cafe Academy, and I recently, just this last week, uploaded my 100th video on my Play Cafe Academy YouTube channel. I am just under 1,500 subscribers. I've been monetized for just about a year. And in this video, I'm not going to pretend to know everything there is to know about YouTube. That's not what I do for my business. But I am going to share a couple tips that I've learned along the way and how you can get started with YouTube and how you can maybe accelerate your path to success. Because I just kind of started by throwing videos up there. There wasn't a ton of strategy behind it. So I know that if I employed these tips from the beginning, I could have grown a lot faster. So hopefully you can learn from this video and get started on YouTube. So the first thing that I have learned on YouTube in the past couple years, I started in 2018, at the very end of 2018, is that any business can benefit from YouTube, whether it is online or local. So my Play Cafe Academy course is obviously an online business, so I can help people anywhere in the world. And I know that people consume my videos from all over the place. However, even when I had my brick and mortar business, we were still uploading videos to YouTube, and we were using them for a variety of different purposes, which I'll talk about in just a moment. But video is one of the best ways to nurture your customers, to educate your customers about different offerings you have. And YouTube is still on the rise. A lot of platforms like Facebook and other social media platforms are on the decline, or people are always switching between them. But podcasting and YouTubing are still on the rise in terms of both the number of channels that are out there and also the number of people actually consuming these videos. And a lot of people think, there's so many channels out there, mine is just going to be noise. However, again, there are different ways to use YouTube, which I'll talk about in a minute, and even local businesses can benefit from this feature. So that brings me to the second tip that I've learned, and that's there are different ways to utilize YouTube and make money from it. So the first and most obvious is probably monetization. So even though I don't make anything crazy from my YouTube videos, I think it's like $100 a month. It still definitely pays for all of the tools that I use to upload my YouTube video, as well as hiring somebody to help me get them edited and help me get them uploaded, and also sometimes do keyword research and things like that, which I'll talk about in a minute. But you don't have to want to be a famous YouTuber and want to make millions of dollars a month from your videos in order to have a successful YouTube channel. So monetization is the most obvious way to make money from YouTube, where YouTube actually puts money into your Google AdSense account, and then you can withdraw that once a month. However, there are a couple other ways to use your YouTube channel. So my main reason for having a YouTube channel and my main strategy behind it is actually to grow my audience and email list. So when I first started educating about play cafes and indoor playgrounds, I did some YouTube searches and some Google searches, and I realized that first of all, there really wasn't a lot of information out there. A lot of owners keep this information close to their chest and a little bit guarded. But I did notice that there was search traffic on YouTube and on Google. So that was my first indicator that people were searching for Play Cafe information, business ownership information on YouTube. I did some searches. I utilized keywords everywhere at the time. I'm going to give you a different suggestion in a few minutes later in the video about what I use now for keyword research. But at the time, I was using keywords everywhere, and it would basically show me how many people were searching for different phrases. And there were several hundred, even a couple thousand people searching every single month for some of the Play Cafe Academy terms that I wanted to upload videos about. So for example, I think my first video was like 7 tips to opening an indoor playground. Then I was uploading videos about the cost and things like that. And the reason I did that was because they had the highest search volume. But all of that to say is I really just wanted people to find me. I wanted people to find my information. I wanted people to get used to my face, hearing my story. I wanted them to get comfortable learning from me. I wanted them to get to know my teaching style, because it certainly isn't for everybody. So having a free YouTube channel where people can consume my video content for free really helps move people into my paid programs, because they already know what it's like to learn from me. They already feel like they know me. They know what information I can provide. They know my expertise, all that good stuff. So when I started doing surveys about a year into my YouTube journey, and I was asking my paid students how they found me, I would say 95% of them either found me on YouTube or had been consuming my videos after they found me on Instagram or on Pinterest or something like that. So at one point, they found my YouTube videos, they consumed them for a long period of time, and then they moved into my paid program. So a lot of times people think you can grow your audience or your email list instantly using YouTube, but it's really a long-term strategy. And again, now when I send out surveys, people a lot of times will say they've been consuming my YouTube videos for years before they ever decide to invest in my paid program, because they finally realize, instead of getting these tidbits of information weekly, I could just get everything Michelle knows about owning and operating in an indoor playground in one shot and get all the details, all the checklists, all the business plans, all the information, all that good stuff. But a lot of times that takes time, especially because my courses are a little bit higher ticket. My Play Cafe Academy course is $597 now. I'm about to increase it again because I'm always adding to it and improving it. But basically, my main strategy with YouTube is, again, to grow my audience, get people to find me, and to really grow my email list. So at the end of my videos in the description, I have all different free resources, and those free resources are what grow my email list. I get about 20 email subscribers every single day without doing any paid ads or anything like that, because I have my free resources linked at the bottom of my YouTube videos, on my podcast, on my social media posts, and things like that. I'm always giving away free resources in exchange for email addresses, because email addresses is how I sell my courses. I mainly communicate via email. I give coupons and discounts, and I talk about my free classes and workshops via email. So if you haven't gotten on my email list, there are a bunch of ways to do that below this video. So another way to use your YouTube channel, especially if you're a local business, is to really educate and nurture your customers. So I talked about how I nurture customers for my online courses on YouTube, but you can do the exact same thing for your brick and mortar business. So a great example, and I was just talking about this in Playmaker Society, but you can actually put YouTube videos on different pages of your website so that you can showcase your products and services. You can give tours of your facility. You can give video tours of your birthday parties, or you can walk through your events so that parents know exactly what to expect when they arrive at your facility. Because if they're anything like me, I have two small children, one of them has special needs. I pretty much won't go to a facility if I don't know what to expect, if I don't know exactly what the layout is, if I don't know exactly what the rules or policies are. So when I owned my indoor playground, I always did a video walkthrough of our policies. I always did a video tour because I know as a parent, I appreciate those things. And whenever we did take home busy bags or craft kits or anything like that, I tried to accompany a video walkthrough so that the parents and children could kind of sit down together, watch the video, and have a much better understanding of how to use their product or service. So again, it's not just about online business or people that create video courses. You can also use YouTube for your local business. So chances are, if you're a local business, you're probably not going to become monetized very quickly. And if you do become monetized very quickly, it's not like you're going to likely get rich from YouTube. You, of course, could. However, there are other ways to make money from YouTube, and a big part of that is nurturing and educating your audience. All right, the third tip I have about YouTube is that quality of your videos matters. It certainly does matter, especially for watch time and engagement rate and things like that. But I'm telling you right now, the quality of your content matters much more than the quality of your videos. So if you go back and watch the first couple of videos on my channel, they're terrible quality. I shot them in my dining room. I didn't have a webcam. I was pretty much reading off of a teleprompter, which is embarrassing to watch now, but I still get so much positive feedback from those videos. The content is still very much relevant. People are still watching those videos by the thousands of minutes every single day. My first couple of videos are still some of my most popular videos, and they have some of the best feedback, even though the quality isn't that great. So a lot of times when people say, well, I can't start a YouTube video, I don't have money for a camera, I don't have fancy equipment, some of my best YouTube videos, like all of my vlogs, all of my tours, things like that, I film those all on my iPhone, not using any fancy editing feature, not using like a mic or anything like that. So my tip is that you can get started very, very inexpensively, and the quality of your content is going to matter a lot more than the quality of your video. And then as you start to get more comfortable with your videos, as you start to get more subscribers, then you can start investing in more equipment. I still have a very non-fancy webcam. I just got a brand new camera for my birthday that I'm really excited to use, but I didn't get that until I was almost 2 years into my YouTube journey. So don't let that be an excuse for you to not get started. Just use your iPhone. The quality is actually very, very high. All right, the next tip that I have is that consistency is key on YouTube. I mentioned in the very beginning of this video that it is a long-term strategy unless, you happen to go viral or whatever the case may be, but that is really the exception and not the rule. So my biggest advice is to not think about how long it's going to take you to see success from YouTube. My advice is to just get started now, because if you put it on the back burner and you wait a year or even just a couple months, you're going to sit there and you're going to upload that video. You're going to get some positive feedback on it, and that's going to grow, and you're going to get addicted to the momentum. And I promise you, you're going to look back and you're going to think, wow, if only I had started sooner. Just imagine how many more customers I could have educated or nurtured, or how many more sales I could have made if I had just started sooner. So if you need permission, if you need someone to tell you, if you need a sign to just get started on YouTube, even if you're brand new, even if you haven't opened your brick and mortar playground yet, it's a great way to start getting out in front of your community, to start putting your face and name out there, to start connecting and forging relationships with your potential customers. So just get started now, because I've never heard somebody say they wish they would have started later. They wish they would have, gotten everything perfect before they started. The only thing that I've consistently heard is that everybody wishes they would have just started sooner. And don't get discouraged if in your first 6 to even 12 months, you don't get a ton of traction, especially if you're a local business, right? Because your goals are going to be a little bit different than somebody who wants to make a living from YouTube. But I promise you, if you ask your customers what they want to see in your videos, if you do keyword research, if you stay consistent with your content, it will have a positive impact on your business, regardless of the type of business you have. So just stick in there, just do one video a week. It can be very simple, it can be very short. It doesn't have to be these super long videos that I sometimes do, but just get started and just stick with it. I need you to give me at least like 18 months of weekly uploads, and then you can kind of look back and say, okay, maybe this didn't work. Maybe I need to change up my keyword research or something like that. But I promise you, it will have an impact positively on your profit and your business if you just stay consistent. All right, my fifth tip is that you can invest in inexpensive tools that can help you stay consistent and find the most success. So my husband edits all of my YouTube videos using iMovie. We have the free version. I know there are all sorts of fancy editing tools that you can pay for, but for us, iMovie works absolutely fine. We can add music to the background. We can do all sorts of fancy stuff in there. We can put clips together. So iMovie is what I use. I know, again, a lot of people upgrade down the line, but you don't necessarily need to do that in the beginning. Next, I just recently started investing in TubeBuddy. So that is just $9 a month for, I think, the pro plan. It helps me with keyword research. It helps me name my videos for maximum search engine optimization. It helps me come up with the best description for my video so that people find it. It helps me see what other videos are out there so that I can better design my thumbnail. And it really helps me not only stay consistent, but it helps me with the actual upload process. And again, making sure that people can actually find my videos. So as you guys know, likely I just started a second channel that's more about generalized marketing. So on this channel, I talk a lot about play cafes, and in this channel, I talk more about general marketing strategy. And that second YouTube channel is growing exponentially faster than my Play Cafe Academy channel did, because I started using TubeBuddy from the start. So I just started it. I think I have like 3 videos uploaded. I already have 17 completely organic subscribers. But what's even cooler about that is that I have about 50 or 60 views per video. And that is a really good indication that people are finding my videos through search. People are getting eyes on my content. YouTube is putting my content out there because of my title, because of the description that I use. So I highly, highly recommend TubeBuddy, even just the $9 a month account, so that you can have a better strategy behind your YouTube videos. Because a lot of times with Play Cafe Academy especially, I was just putting video content out there that I thought people would like. And that worked because I'm really the only person putting content out there about owning and operating an indoor playground. So I could get away with it. But in the more generalized marketing space, there's a lot more noise. There are thousands, maybe millions of YouTube channels teaching Facebook ads and Google ads and, SEO and things like that. So I had to really fine tune my strategy and make sure that I was going to stand out. So that's why I invested in TubeBuddy. And I have to tell you, it is well worth the $9 a month that I spend. The next tool that I invest in is Canva Pro. So that's about $12 a month. And I use Canva to create all of my cards in my videos, all of my slides, and then also my thumbnails. So you can absolutely use the free version. I ended up upgrading to Pro. I'm just going to turn this down a little bit. It's a little distracting. Sorry about that. So I use the Pro version because I like all of the different elements and things like that. But you can absolutely use the free version and still make great engaging thumbnails. And TubeBuddy will help you with your thumbnails and show you what other thumbnails look like that are putting out similar videos so that you can make sure that you stand out. And then finally, I have somebody help me with the editing of my YouTube videos and sometimes the uploading of my YouTube videos. I used to outsource my uploading. I then started using TubeBuddy, and it makes uploading like literally a pinch. I used to pay somebody to put the best tags and the best title on my videos, but once I started using TubeBuddy, I actually started doing it myself. Now that I am in a really good place and I've done all my keyword research, I have my content calendar planned out, I might start looking to delegate my uploading once again. But again, if you can't afford to hire somebody on Fiverr or Upwork to upload a video every single week, TubeBuddy is a great way to make this go faster. But at least having somebody edit your YouTube videos, even just putting a bumper at the beginning, at the end, so it makes it a little bit more professional, a little bit more engaging and consistent. Like I have the same song and trailer before every single one of my videos. That will really help you. I know a lot of people get stuck in the editing, and that's a big bottleneck for a lot of channels. So that's my tip, is to hire somebody as soon as you can for whatever area takes you the most time or gives you the most frustration. All right, my sixth tip is to not just put video content out there, but always give people a next step. So when I upload videos for Play Cafe Academy, I generally have a free resource that I'm linking at the bottom. Again, that's how I grow my email list. Or I'm telling people to check out one of my sales pages, so playcafeacademy.com or something like that. Or I'm telling people to check out another video, or I'm telling people about a workshop I have coming up. But basically, I'm always giving people a next step. I'm never just saying, okay, that was my video, have a great day. I am always giving somebody who's wanting more information, or for me to elaborate on something a little bit, or to learn about a different topic. I'm always giving them a place to go, because I found that when I consume YouTube videos that I'm always looking for the next one, or I like binging, things like that. So I like to make playlists of my YouTube videos. So I have a playlist of all of my vlogs. I have a playlist of all of my indoor playground tours, all of my story time videos, things like that. So I have them organized into category, because if you guys watch YouTube a lot, you'll know that a lot of times when you finish watching a YouTube video, it will suggest a video from another channel. And for me, I don't really want to send people to similar channels. That's basically sending people to competitors or, irrelevant videos. I would rather have a playlist that somebody's watching, so that YouTube is always recommending my next video. And I have a little bit more control over what my viewers are binging on. So that's my tip. Always give people a next step. And then finally, my last tip, I just kind of threw this one in there randomly, but my best performing videos are always my tours or my behind the scenes vlogs or story times, things like that. People love seeing behind the scenes information. They love getting sneak peeks, because, a lot of times when we have a job or when we own a business, we are so close to it that we often take advantage of or we take for granted all of the little ins and outs and all of the little nuances and all of the little tasks that we do. And people actually really love to see that. People are really interested in jobs and businesses that they aren't familiar with, or that they're maybe interested in owning. And they like to see your daily life. They like to see what it takes to set up an event. They like to see, how you work with your team. They like to see, what the back room looks like, how you divvy up responsibilities with your spouse, things like that. They love behind the scenes content. People always love that. Those always get the best views on my channel. So if you are stuck with your content creation process or anything like that, just start with getting to know you videos, behind the scenes videos, give tutorials or something like that, things that you might be able to do in your sleep. Like, for example, for me, it's like balloon arches or things like that, or garlands. I can do that stuff in my sleep, and I just assume that everyone can. But when you have an interesting or a different job or a business, people are interested in what it takes to operate. So again, if you're stuck, my biggest go-tos are always my customer frequently asked questions. I love to create YouTube videos around questions that I get a lot, or just behind the scenes vlogs, day in the life type of thing like that. So if you're stuck, that's how you can get started. All right, I hope that cleared some things up about how I use YouTube in my business and how I use it to not only get money from my videos, but also nurture and grow my audience. All right, I will see you guys next week with another video. I hope you have a wonderful week. And because I gave a tip to always give a next step, I have a brand new indoor playground business bundle that you can download. It's right underneath this video. It's absolutely free, and it gives all of my best tips absolutely free on how to launch and run a profitable indoor playground. All right, have a great day.